Recording in progress.
Good evening. My name is Sean Igo. I'm Chairman of the Yarmouth Zoning Board of Appeals. We'll now convene the September 11, 2025 meeting of the Yarmouth Zoning Board of Appeals. This is a hybrid meeting and is being recorded. We will begin by taking a roll call for quorum. Mr. Martin.
I'm here.
Mr. Mantoni.
Here.
Ms. Murphy.
Here.
Mr. Scanlon.
Here.
And I'm here as well. Quorum being present, I will now call the meeting to order. We have four matters on our agenda tonight. We're going to go out of order a little bit. The first matter is petition 5190, the town of Yarmouth. Are they here tonight? Property located at 400 Higgins Crow Road. It's in an R40 zoning district, the APD, in Zone 2. The applicant seeks a special permit per 202.5 to allow N9 municipal recreation use and P10 other municipal uses. The applicant requests a waiver from the requirement for a certified site plot plan less than 2 years old. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Good. Could you identify yourself for the record?
So my name's Steve Reynolds, and I'm the Director of Recreation for Yarmouth.
Okay. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you want to do?
So basically what we want to do is reclassify the Matakees Middle School zone for recreation and municipal use. We've been using the school a lot. We've used it when it was actually running as a school for a basketball program. And we've continued using that for our basketball programs and many of our other programs here in town. And without the use of that school, a lot of our fall, winter, and spring programs would end up being eliminated if we didn't have access to the indoor space provided by the middle school.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm also here to represent YPD's use of the school as well. And I do have a letter from the chief of police, if you guys want to take a look at that.
If we could just have that for the record, could you
Sure.
just bring that up to me, please? Okay. So this is a letter authorizing you to speak on behalf of the Yarmouth Police Department?
Correct.
Okay. And they're here also as well for other uses, correct?
Correct.
And you are prepared to present their other uses?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll take that one as well. Why don't you tell us what the police department wants to do?
So the police basically use it as a training facility. It's real action. It's basically an opportunity for like real action event space in a school setting that they can do training on active school shooter training. The use of the classrooms and gym and the outdoor space basically replicates what they would be encountering in a real life situation. God forbid it would happen. So basically that's the kind of use that they use. I know they train, I believe their police dogs there as well for active situations like that as well.
Okay.
And it definitely goes into more detail in the letter presented by the chief of police.
Okay. Well, I do have a letter here from the chief. It says, unfortunately, opportunities to train in large, complex, and realistic environments are limited. There are few suitable locations available to the department to provide the layout, structure, and variety of settings necessary for comprehensive tactical and operational exercises. The former MMS, Matakees Middle School, meets those requirements. The MMS building and grounds affords officers the opportunity to train in an environment that closely mirrors potential real-world scenarios. The hallways, classrooms, stairwells, and common areas present realistic challenges that can't be replaced in open fields, parking lots, or other generic spaces. Training in this setting enables officers to hone tactical response skills in a realistic and controlled environment, practice rapid decision-making in complex and dynamic surroundings, enhance coordination, communication, and teamwork during critical incidents. The ability to conduct training in such a setting is a valuable resource that directly contributes to our readiness, effectiveness, and public safety. It is essential that we continue to make full and efficient use of the Matakees Middle School facility and grounds for ongoing professional development and preparedness. Respectfully, Chief Lennon. Okay. Okay, anything else you'd like to add at this time?
Yeah, just basically reiterating the importance of the school to recreation and the children and adults in town. We run pickleball there, indoor pickleball, indoor soccer. We have our week-long vacation weeks for February and April vacation. We provide an opportunity for parents to still go to work while providing childcare for their kids for the whole week, for both February and April. We run our basketball league there 7 or 6 days a week, pre-K basketball all the way to adult basketball, as well as many other programs. We have painting, learn to paint programs, craft programs, Little Builders, which teaches young kids woodwork, building skills. So we really utilize that building as much as possible and essentially need the building to provide an indoor space for the colder months. So we can continue providing recreational activities for people of Yarmouth and outside of Yarmouth as well.
Okay, so we're getting some good use out of the school then.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, better than sitting over there vacant, right?
Exactly.
Okay, well, sounds like there's a lot going on over there. All right, we're going to go to questions from the board. Dick, do you have any questions for the petitioner?
I don't think so. I mean, it's not very, what we have to work on here is not very explicit in terms of, diagrams and what's what where. But it's certainly in terms of what the uses are intended to be and where and why, it certainly makes plenty of good sense to me, and I'm not going to have any trouble with it. Thank you.
Okay. John?
You have the fire department down here also using the property. How are they going to be using it?
From as far as I know, they do the fire hydrant flushing there occasionally, and I think they do practicing their skills with that, as far as I know.
And then as far as the police department goes, how often will they be conducting that training there?
So I'm not 100% sure how often. It's I know in my time they've been there a couple times. I'd say 2 to 3 times to do the trainings, at least for the active shooter trainings. I can't really speak on too many of the other trainings that they do, but I know they definitely utilize the space and think it's a great opportunity to go inside the actual school part of the building, parts that we're not utilizing as we're just in the gym.
Very good, that's all I've got, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Barbara?
No, I don't have any questions. I'm glad to hear all the programs that are going on there and that's being utilized, so, no, I don't have any questions.
Okay. Tim, do you have any questions?
Yeah, just to follow up on John's question. You said that the Yarmouth Police Department's used that 3 or 4 times since you've been there. What time frame are we talking about, 2 or 3 times?
So they'll coordinate with us, obviously, so they won't have anybody in the gym or in the school at the time. And it's generally during the day, working hours, 9 to 5. And it would be like 1 or 2 days within a week if they were to use it. But they give us plenty of notice and coordinate with other town staff that they're going to be doing the training, just so no one's concerned that the amount of police presence at the school.
Yeah. So, I mean, is the police department using it once a week or once every 2 weeks, once a month?
No, it's definitely few and far between that they're using it, but when they do, I think it's a crucial part in their trainings.
No, absolutely. And I understand how that provides a useful setting for their training, which is sad to say is necessary in this day and age. The one other question I had is this use by the police department or law enforcement restricted to the Yarmouth Police Department, or are there plans to include other departments or making it a regional venue for other departments?
As far as I know, I think it's just been the Yarmouth Police Department. But if I'm sure I could get that answer for you guys if you want to follow up with me.
Yeah, I think if additional departments were added, the frequency would go up, and I think that would be obviously something important we should know about. But otherwise, I think the use of the school, making use of the available space, and the work that you're doing is great. So I don't see any problems, but I would like just to have that clarification, please.
Sure, I can follow up with Chief Lennon on that. But as far as I know, it's just been Yarmouth Police Department use.
Okay,
Perhaps-
thank you.
Perhaps we could make it a condition of the approval that it only be used by the Yarmouth Police, and that if Chief Lennon feels that other law enforcement agencies or police departments need to participate in that, they could either let us know or come back in and talk to us about it.
Yep,
Okay.
that sounds good.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. Anything else from the board? Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak in favor of this petition? If so, please come to the microphone. Do you have anybody online with their hands raised?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Does anyone in the audience that wishes to speak in opposition to this petition, either the municipal use by the recreational department or the police department, please come to the microphone? Seeing none. Okay, we're going to close this to the public, open it up for board discussion. Does anybody have anything to add, or is somebody prepared to make a motion? I think we're going to take these separately, okay? So, although you're on one petition, aren't you? So we'll take them together. We can take them together. All right. So, anybody prepared to make a motion or further discussion?
Well, I'd move to approve petition 5190 as requested.
Okay.
Do we want to add that condition?
Would you consider a condition in your motion that right now only the Yarmouth Police Department is allowed to use it for their training? And not to say that we wouldn't allow other police departments, but I do think if other police departments are gonna come in and utilize the facility, at least we'd like to know about it and have some more information.
If you'd like. Yeah, I more the merrier as far as I'm concerned. And as, you know, the Yarmouth Police Departments, if they'd be the ones to say, you know, let's do some group stuff together.
Us training,
Here where
yeah.
we have these facility, I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, I don't necessarily either. I just think.
I don't think they should have to come back here.
Well, I wish there was somebody here, because I do have a couple of questions. One of them, do you know if there's any live fire? If there's any blanks fired, if there's any discharge of any firearms during this training?
I'm not totally sure on that.
Okay.
I
I didn't
apologize.
think you would.
Yeah.
But not having someone here from the police department, it's a little difficult for us to get specific with this. So I think that would be a good condition. I would be in favor of that condition.
I am too.
Okay. So we have a motion made by Mr. Martin with the condition that only the Yarmouth Police Department is to use this for training purposes.
And the
yeah.
fire department.
Without further approval.
We have the fire department. Are they listed on this?
Yeah, they're on there.
Yeah.
Again, it would have been nice to have somebody from the
Right.
fire department here to tell us exactly what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay. The recreational director, you're in a little bit of a difficult situation. You can tell us what you're doing, but, you
Yeah.
know, them being on the petition, it would have been a good idea for them to send a representative as well. Okay, this will, what I would like from the fire department, if they are listening, is I would like them to submit a memo to the Board of Appeals, letting us know exactly what their plans are for using this school. A detailed memo, please.
Yeah, as far as I know, they don't go into the school very often. It's
no,
from the
that's-
outside, but I'll,
That's not your responsibility, that's theirs. Okay, so we'll put a, I'm sorry, sir, yes?
You brought up the question about live fire. Could you put a conditional acceptance, there would be no live fire?
Yes, we will make that a condition that there'll be no live fire during their training.
Happy to add that.
Okay, we'll add
Yep.
that as well. So, and we'll put a condition that only the Yarmouth Fire Department can use this facility as well for training, not other fire departments. If they want to add other fire departments in, they have to come in and seek further relief from the board. Okay? So the police are only allowed to use it with the Yarmouth Police, Yarmouth Fire Department only with Yarmouth Fire Department, and no live fire at the training. I tend to think they're not gonna use live fire. I think they're probably responsible enough not to scare the neighbors. And in defense of the Yarmouth Police Department, they're very professional, okay? And they do a great job, and we're glad to have them, and from the top to all the way down. Is there anything else?
The note from the fire department.
The memo from the fire department, we got that one?
Yep.
Yeah?
I think that's it.
Anything further? Any further discussion? I do think that this change of use, however, does meet the criteria of the bylaw. I don't think it's gonna be substantially non-conforming that was there before. It was a school. We're still keeping it basically a municipal use, and I think those people that are gonna be using it, from the rec department to the police department to the fire department, are gonna use it in a responsible way, as they have in the past. We've never had any problems from any three of you, so we don't anticipate it, so we're sure everything's gonna be smooth.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
We have a second to the motion. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we're gonna take a roll call. Mr. Scanlon?
Aye.
Ms. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Mantoni?
Aye.
Mr. Martin?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. That passes 5 in favor, none against. As you know, once the decision is drafted, filed with the town clerk, 20-day appeal period must elapse. After that, you can get your special permit, both you, are we gonna have 3 different ones for, or just one and?
Would be one with all those
One
conditions.
with all of them,
Yeah.
okay, so all the changes of use, okay, fine. And then somebody's gotta take it over to the registry of deeds and record it. Can we make that your responsibility?
Yeah. So I'm the one
We'd
here.
ask the others, but we don't know.
Sure, I can take that on, I believe.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, you have a
Have a
good
good
night
night.
now. Okay, bye now. Okay. All right, we're going to go next to petition 5189, Linda Bedard of 90 Freeboard Lane in Yarmouthport, Mass. This is in an R40 zoning district. The applicant seeks a variance from section 401.1.2 to park an RV in front of the building line of the lot. The applicant further requests a waiver of the requirement for a certified site plot plan less than 2 years old. Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Could you identify yourself for the record?
Sure.
please?
My name is Linda Bedard.
Okay. And so, tell us about your petition.
I put something together. If I could just read it, that would be great.
Certainly, go ahead. Take your time.
So good evening, members of the board. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak tonight regarding the location of my RV on the property. Although I'm new to Rule 401.1.2, I fully understand and respect the town's bylaws regarding RV parking. And I want to be clear that my request is not one of convenience, but of necessity. The current location of my RV on the side front driveway is the only practical and safe place for it to be parked. Beyond the front of my house, my property presents several hardships. The grade of my yard and the narrowness of my side lot prevent me from maneuvering and safely situating this vehicle beyond the front setback line. Being on a corner lot, I have existing utilities, fencing, and structures that make access impossible. Keeping the RV on the side front driveway allows it to remain on a paved area where it is secure. Parking beyond the front of the house would mean attempting to situate it on soft ground, posing risks of sinking, tilting, or creating drainage issues. While I understand concerns and aesthetics, I've taken steps to build a paved area with symmetrical stone walls and lighting, making it pleasing to the neighborhood. The RV will always be well-maintained, parked neatly, and does not obstruct sight lines or create any safety hazards. I believe its current location strikes the best balance between compliance, safety, and practicality. I've spoken with many abutting neighbors regarding the RV and have collected 55-plus signatures in support of allowing the RV to maintain in its current location. You have been provided with that list. In conclusion, the situation presents a genuine hardship. Moving the RV beyond the front of the house is not a viable option due to the physical constraints of the property and safety risks. I respectfully ask for the town's understanding and consideration in allowing me to maintain the RV in its current driveway location. Thank you for your time and thoughtful review, and a huge thank you to all of the neighbors who have written letters, signed documents, and shown up tonight in support of me. I am forever grateful.
Okay, very nice. Okay, thank you. Mr. Martin, do you have any questions?
Okay. So you didn't know you needed approval for this prior to building the platform or the
You're really muffly.
driveway?
You're really muffly coming through.
No. So you didn't know that you needed approval from the Board of Appeals to be able to have it in this location?
I did not. That's my fault. I got Old Kings Highway approval to build the area, and I did not know. I'm new to RVing.
And at least one of the letters made note of that there is room to potentially move the camper and the size it is now further back beyond the front line of the garage. There also appears if you move the shed, there'd be room on that side. Were those options looked into?
There's not, on the right-hand side where it's parked, it's back. It gets really tight where the fence is and my neighbor's property line. I spoke and worked with my neighbor to the right regarding this and got her approval in building that area where it is, and she was in full approval of all of that.
Okay, I'd also like to say that it looks very nice, everything, the house is beautiful, everything's great there as far as that's concerned. On the other hand, we have been pretty tough about these type of things before. We've recently had at least 3 of these petitions before us, all of which have been denied. So I would want you to be aware of that. And as far as the hardship issue here, I think it might be self-imposed, as we say. Also, the other thing I noticed was all your good neighbors who were nice enough to sign the petition, which is great. But the 3 that were missing were your immediate neighbors across the street and on either side of you. So that...
The people right across the
we have
street.
a letter from one of them, I believe. Yep.
The people right across did sign. It's Dennis and Maureen McAdam. I have text messages from Kate, who I worked with right to the right of me.
Where'd it go? Yeah. How quickly I lose things. I'll look that up. I don't have anything else to say at this particular time. I might have some more later.
Yep. It's, I'm sorry, it's Dennis and Maureen McAdam. Dennis Brishaw and Maureen McAdam. If they live in the blue house right across the street from me.
Yeah.
And the woman on the other side of the corner of Clinton and Freeboard is somebody that, when I was building the house, got fairly verbal and violent and ended up taking out a restraining order on her. And she's been a problem in the entire neighborhood for everybody, and I think folks that are here can speak on behalf of that. So that's why I didn't knock on her door.
Okay. I just did notice that you are here as a result of a violation notice, okay? And I just want to read this into the record real quick. And you did receive this, correct? This
believe so,
violation
yes.
notice?
Yep.
Okay. It's addressed to you, Linda Bedard, 90 Freeboard Lane, Yarmouthport. Dear Linda Bedard, this letter constitutes a formal zoning enforcement order under Mass General Law, Chapter 48. It has come to the attention of the building department that a camper is parked in front of the building of this property. This is a violation of the Town of Yarmouth zoning bylaws, Section 401.1.2. Section 401.1, camping and recreational equipment. Section 401.1.1 At no time shall parked or stored camping and recreational equipment be occupied or used for living, sleeping, or housekeeping purposes. 401.1.2. If camping or recreational equipment is parked or stored outside of a garage, it shall be parked or stored to the rear of the front of the building line of the lot, except for loading and unloading. Failure to comply with the provisions of this zoning bylaw may result in penalties as prescribed. 101.3, penalties. Any person violating any of the provisions of this bylaw shall be fined not more than $300 for each offense. Each day that such violation continues shall constitute a separate offense. You are hereby ordered to abate or correct said violations or seek relief from the Zoning Board of Appeals as allowed by MGL Chapter 48, Section 7 and 15. You also have the right to appeal this decision with the Zoning Board of Appeals within 30 days of this letter. You are required to respond within 7 days of this letter. Questions regarding this matter may be directed to this department. Very truly yours, Tim Sears, Deputy Building Commissioner, Town of Yarmouth. And this is dated July 21st, 25. Okay. So we're going to get back to questions. John, any questions for the petitioner?
Yeah, I have a couple. So what I'd first like to know, what are the dimensions of the RV? How big?
29 feet long.
I'm sorry?
29 feet long.
And how wide?
8 feet wide.
8 by 29. So in how new is the driveway? When did you put this in?
I put the driveway in 2 months ago. I got Old Kings Highway approval to do it, and built it. And again, not to be crass in any way, but I drive through town and see RV. I truly did not know that this was a bylaw. So I will take ownership of that. But I built it, as I said, spoke with the neighbors, spoke with Kate, who lives right next door to me. There was a wall there. I built it like for like. She was part of the process of building it, and I built it lower than what my existing driveway is, because that's higher, so I did everything possible to get it as low as I could and get it back as far as I could on the property line. And again, I paid a significant amount of money to make it aesthetically pleasing in the area.
So a couple other questions. So these, on your plot plan, there's some hand-drawn new hydrangeas, right?
That was.
So that's not, they're not new.
No, that's it,
Those existed when you put the driveway in. So my point is, you know, were you able to put the RV on the left side of the house? Why weren't you, I guess?
I'm right on a corner lot, so to me, that's more offensive because all the people coming down Clinton Road and or Clinton Street and that whole corner, and it's somewhat of a dangerous corner.
Yeah, but if you were back, I mean, it looked like you have room to push it back and be in compliance with the bylaw.
I could park it sideways. It would be more on Clinton Street.
You'd need to move the shed.
I'd need to move the
You
shed.
have to move the shed and the fence, that's right. So that's what I'm at, how, those were there when you
Those were
put the
there.
new, yeah, okay.
Those were there, existing.
Just another question here. On the right side, behind the driveway, we've got two dimensions to the neighbor's lot line. 12.4 inches or 14.2, which is correct?
I'm assuming, like in back, like where the front of my house
On the side of your
starts.
house, right behind the driveway. If we just kept going straight back,
So it's a little.
house to the lot line.
So it's a little, you can tell, I think even by the drone picture that I took, the lot line narrows back as you go in the
That's right.
backyard. So I would say from the front right side of the garage to that fence line is probably about 12 feet.
12 feet.
And then as you go back further to the back of the garage, it gets even more narrow than that.
Right.
Until it opens up in the back of the house where the deck is no longer there.
So what would you do with this RV if we didn't approve this?
Prior to putting this driveway in, I researched areas where it could be stored, and there's nothing on the Cape that allows for storage of RVs that I could find. I know Majors in Falmouth does winter storage, but it's difficult to get in. And quite honestly, it's not the most convenient. You know, having it on my lot, I can maintain it, I can make sure it's safe. I can, you know, watch it to make sure there's nothing that's gonna happen to it. Anything local, I was not, I know that they did it, that place that is near the dump. You take a right, as if you're heading to the dump. There used to be that boat place, and I think they used to store RV. They're not doing it anymore. I've checked with White's Path, the lockup, because sometimes I've seen boats and RVs there. They have all the overflow from the boatyard that just got sold, so there's nothing available there. So I did research that prior to doing any of this, and I struck out everywhere.
And your intention is to keep it here all year round, right?
Yes,
12
sir.
months out of it, okay.
Yes, sir.
That's all I have right now. Thank you.
Barbara?
Again, what are the dimensions? 28 by 8?
29 long, 8 point something wide.
Okay. I have a friend who has an RV of similar size, and he stores it over off Independence Way. He stores it over there. Because I live in a large condo complex, and we wouldn't allow them to, you know, park it in their driveway or in any of the lots. So that's what he does. To me, you know, I wouldn't be happy if this was next door to me. To me, it's an eyesore. I think it should be stored in an appropriate lot, not in a driveway. That's all.
Thank you. Tim, do you have questions for the petitioner?
Well, I just make a comment. I think, Ms. Bedard did a lot of work and it was done very, very well. I think the house looks very well, but I'm inclined to say that the placement of the RV violates the zoning bylaws, and right now I'm not seeing any way to get around it, unless someone else can point something else to me. It's a very difficult situation, but unfortunately, I think we're in a spot where, the RV is violating the bylaws, the zoning bylaws, and I'm not seeing an exception for that.
Okay, thank you. Now, for those who may be here in favor or against this petition, if you're in favor, that's fine. If you're against, we appreciate that as well. But as Mr. Martin said before, we've had many of these come before us, and we're very firm on them, and we haven't granted one. It's a prohibited use. We understand your concern. I am looking at your particular lot, and I can see two spots that you could actually put this. It looks like you could put it to the right-hand side of the garage. You say there's a shed in the way?
The right-hand side of the garage is where it is right now.
I mean, behind the corner of the house. Can't you put it behind the corner of that house, right there? Can't you
It gets-
stick it in there?
Like behind where the driveway is now, where it's sitting?
Well, this is the front of your house, correct? You see where that fence is right there on the right-hand side?
Yep.
Why can't you slide it in there and if need be, remove it?
Because the property line goes like that and there's not space.
Have you measured that to be true?
The RV is back right now, pretty tight to the front of where that garage is, and that property line, if you look at it from the drone picture that's in there, it gets very narrow back there.
Make note of that from a letter.
Okay, well. I mean, I'm looking at this, I don't know how to scale it, we're just giving you a couple of suggestions. Like I said, our hands, I won't say our hands are tied if you can show that you meet the criteria for a variance, but I'm not sure you demonstrated that to the board. I see some places that it looks like it could fit, but secondly, we're strict on these, and we get a lot of them. You're-
So I understand that, but I guess
It's not that, let me put it this way, if we could say yes to you, we would say yes to you.
well, you can say yes to me.
Well,
You absolutely can
Yeah.
say yes to me.
I
I mean,
know.
honestly,
No,
like,
I know we
there's
can.
other homes and there's other houses in my neighborhood that have jet skis in the back, that have sheds that aren't where they should be, and I'm not calling anybody else out. But I do drive this town, and I see RVs and boats and commercial trucks and everything parked in front of where they should be on these properties. I maintain my property, I live on a corner, I am a licensed contractor, I go through permitting every day in this town. I deal with Tim Sears and Brad and everybody, and I respect all of the rules and regulations that go along with building and everything. I did not take this lightly. I met with everybody that had any visual sight lines of this, and they all approved it. Some are here tonight. The individual that did not approve this or had a problem with this isn't even close enough to be an actual abutter. They live so far around the street that they would never even have to drive by it if it's that offensive to them.
well,
My-
that's more of a special permit argument, whether it's substantially more non-conforming, whether it's an undue nuisance, hazard, or congestion. That's not what we consider. This is a prohibited use.
Well,
You need
Okay.
to meet the
Yeah,
criteria
variance,
of a variance.
But
And-
so
and
there
having
is, in the
support-
sense, because of where my property is, it is a hardship. I mean, if I parked it on the left-hand side of my house or backed it in there, it's technically more offensive because you're seeing it from two different streets. You're seeing it from Clinton and so it's basically parked in the front that way on Clinton Ave versus parked looking at my house.
We understand that fully, okay? And maybe that's not the best looking place to put it, but you can put it there.
But if it's not the best place to put it
Well,
and where.
it's not where you want to put it. Is that fair to say?
No.
Okay.
It's not aesthetically pleasing to the neighborhood.
Unfortunately, we don't have the word aesthetic in the bylaw. The criteria, and I understand you're unhappy about that.
Well, it's not consistent in the sense that I can show you pictures of RVs that are all around the town of Yarmouth that are not parked where they should be. So I went to greater lengths, not knowing the bylaw, which that's on me, but making this aesthetically pleasing where neighbors, some here, some that have written letters in, that are stating it is not offensive in any way to the
I
neighborhood.
understand, but that's not part of the criteria. And for all of those people who are parking their RVs and their jet skis and their boats and everything else in their front yards, they're in violation of the bylaw. So they are probably gonna get one of these letters sooner or later. We see a lot of these. If there's some way that we could help you out like those people, we certainly would. They've already told you no. They've already given you a violation notice. When you come to us, our position is we look for a way to say yes. We really do. But sometimes our hands are tied. And in this situation, our hands are tied. That's my,
Why are they tied? I'm just
because
curious.
you haven't met the criteria.
What exactly is the criteria that,
You need to, you want to know, okay. Did you look at the criteria for a variance before you came in here tonight, ma'am?
I have paperwork on it, but I'm just curious how it
No, I
pertains
mean, you're
specifically.
in here, and you said you did a lot of research. Did you look at the criteria for a variance before you came in here tonight?
So, I looked at it, I don't have it in front of
I'm gonna read it
me.
to you.
Okay,
Literal enforcement of the provisions of this bylaw would involve a substantial hardship, financial or otherwise, to the petitioner or applicant. That's your position, that there's a hardship. I don't know that you've demonstrated that. The hardship is owing to circumstances related to the soil conditions, shape, or topography of such land or structures, and especially affecting such land or structures, but not affecting generally the zoning district in which it is located. Now, is this having to do with soil conditions?
it has to do with
Shape.
topography and the shape of my
Topography.
lot. Yeah,
Well, I think your best argument is shape.
the shape of the
I
lot.
don't know soil conditions and topography, we'll not go
Yeah, no, I
there.
said topography.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's a good argument. I think your best argument is the shape.
Of
Okay,
the-
that- we can see that the shape is a little odd.
Yep.
But when I look at this, I see two places that I think this RV can fit behind the front corner. So I can see where you can put it there. You've told me that the reason you don't want to put it there is because it's not aesthetically pleasing.
No, on the front corner, on the right front corner,
Behind the front corner.
Behind
of
where,
the building.
behind where it is now.
the
And I know
lot,
that record, you might have to, do some work to the driveway if you were gonna do that as well.
no, sir, I hear what you're saying, but there is not room where you're saying to the right of the house, there is not enough space on my lot that it can go back further. My driveway goes, the existing driveway that was there goes right up to the right-hand side of my garage. The new driveway that was put in for this, I went back as far as I could to be able to have the RV parked there. Once, from the front of my house back, the RV would not fit. It goes at such an angle that I do not have the space to pull the RV back behind my house. It just wouldn't fit.
I'm looking at two spots on your, I would disagree. I see two areas where it looks like it'll fit to me.
Can you show me those spots?
Sure, come right up here.
That's why I was asking you how wide the,
See that right there?
it seems as though
Put
it
it
would
right in
fit.
there.
And one of your neighbors did a dimension on the,
That's a
on
front
the
door.
camper and,
Right there.
and placed it to the side as well. Yes, it would be close to the lot line.
You may have two fronts and two sides,
So
okay?
this is the front of my house.
I understand, but, okay, well, presuming that they don't consider this a front either, and I won't for purposes of this discussion, you can put it either here, or you, if they do think this is a front, because you have two fronts when you're on a corner lot. So this would have, that would be the front corner, you'd have to put it back there, or you can put it here. Now,
So what I'm
someone
saying is
took
it doesn't fit
someone took a computer-generated picture here and put your camper right here. And that's behind this line right here, right in there.
So this would not fit right here. I'm telling you.
Well, I understand you're telling us, but we're looking at this and the information that we have, I know you can put it
14
here.
feet.
So
You
there's
got
a
there.
shed right, so you're saying that I need to take the shed, the existing shed that was there down?
We're
And this is a
not-
backyard.
Well, hold on. Well, if the town, and you can talk to the building department about this, if they consider this your side yard, you can put it right there. If they don't, because on a corner lot, you have two fronts and two sides, they're a little different. You can put it right there if they say yes, and that's right there, I mean, there's no question you can put it there. Or you can put it back in here. Now, if there's a shed in the way, well, that's your hardship. That shed can be moved. But the third, and if you could just step back there, please, thank you. No, that's fine. And the third element is desirable relief may be granted without either substantial detriment to the public good or nullifying or substantially degrading from the intent or purpose of the bylaw. Now, that third one, the voters at town meeting passed this bylaw. That's what they said they wanted. So they don't want RVs or any boats or anything else in front of the front line. If you want one, you gotta put it in the back, behind it. That's what they voted on. We're charged with upholding the bylaw. That's a charge that we have from the town. So you can't just say, well, yeah, you can say yes. Well, no, we can't. I mean, technically we could, but we have a duty to uphold and we don't. So it's nothing personal against you, and we understand you're not happy about that. But we've been very consistent about that. The only recourse you could have is you could go to the planning board and ask them to consider, or you could draft an amendment to the bylaw, go to talk to the planning board about it, and see if you can get it on the warrant as an article at town meeting. Now, whether you can or you can't, I don't know. But speak to them about it. But that's really the way you have to go. You have to change the bylaw. We've been very consistent about that.
So there's no appeal process, there's nothing? So this one,
Sure. We can take a no vote right now. And you would need to do that in order to exercise your administrative remedies, which are in front of us, and then if you didn't like our decision, you could appeal it to the Superior Court.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to add, ma'am?
Nope.
Okay, we are going to close this hearing to the public, open it up for board discussion. Anybody,
Yeah, I was just doing a little extra work in my scenario here, but based on your, letters and signatures from neighbors. And again, I'm finding out that 84 and 96 Freeboard, which would be across Clinton and next to you on the right-hand side from the driveway of your house, did not sign this. Clinton, there aren't anybody in here in Clinton. One of your direct neighbors is Clinton.
So Clinton is the woman that I said that I have a problem
Oh,
with.
okay. Yeah.
I was unaware because Clinton and Jared, I did not know I didn't know how far the abutters list went. So I went, everybody that is on Freeboard, Knollwood, Brattle, so I went all the way down Freeboard.
Yeah, and to be honest, between you and me, a lot of those people aren't gonna, they like your house, it's beautiful, I'm sure they like you as a neighbor and so forth, but a lot of these addresses are not close to your house, they're a quarter mile away in some cases, and,
The person that has an issue with this isn't even a butter, and they're the one that brought it to the
well,
attention.
still, I mean, I just wanted to bring that up again as being an issue, whether there must have been some reason why these other two neighbors didn't sign it. We have a couple of, which I'm guess you're gonna get to, letters relevant to being against it. We have quite a few letters for it too, I understand that. And, but again, I had to deal with this directly in my neighborhood, which was somebody put a very large trailer in their front yard. And then my other neighbor was trying to sell their house and they couldn't sell it because of this large trailer in their front yard. And that's why the bylaw came into existence, and why we're dealing with what we're dealing with. Yes, there are a lot of boats and other campers, some of which are probably illegal. And as soon as some neighbor of theirs complains about it, they'll be here as well. So, and again, all I can say is we've turned down these in the past, every one of them, I think, and I couldn't sit here and say I'm going to make a change to that right now, because it's not fair to those, and we could easily find ourselves being sued by any of them for approving you when we disapprove them. So, just.
okay, so we're closing this to the public. We will make a note that there was a number of people in favor of this petition. I don't know if there's anyone against. If there are, then we'll make note of them.
A couple of
Okay. Quite frankly, that doesn't sway me one way or the other. All right, that's not germane or relevant to this. We strictly look at the bylaw when we consider these. But we do appreciate you getting that support, and we can see that you do have some very good neighbors. And okay, so it's closed to the public. We're going to begin board discussion. Is anybody prepared to have any further discussion or to make a motion? Mr. Scanlon, anything you'd like to add?
No, there's nothing I'd like to add.
Okay. Is anybody prepared to make a motion?
I'll move that the petition 5189 be denied.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion made by Mr. Scanlon, seconded by Mr. Mantoni. Any discussion on the bylaw, on the petition? The only thing I would add is that the petitioner failed to demonstrate that she met the criteria to be granted a variance, as we discussed that amongst the board and with the petitioner. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we're going to take a roll call vote. Mr. Scanlon? So, but just before we, just so we know how we're voting, an aye vote is a vote to deny the petition.
Yeah, thank you for the clarification, Mr. Chairman. I vote aye.
Okay. Barbara?
I vote aye.
John?
Aye.
Dick?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. That's 5 against. You will be getting a decision. There will be an appeal period, 20 days after the, I believe it's 20 days you have to appeal after the decision comes out. Just looked at, just make sure you look at that online.
You'll be notified,
I'm
ma'am.
not quite,
Is that mailed to me?
Beg your pardon?
Will that be mailed to me?
No, you'll be notified via email that it's been filed with the town clerk.
yeah,
And obviously, the abutters will be notified of the decision as well.
and that would, that,
I didn't hear the last part, what?
The abutters will be notified of the decision as well, just as they have for the hearing.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, where is my agenda? Can I have your agenda?
Find a hobby.
All right, I lost my agenda.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. All right, let me see, the next petition is petition 5191, 40 Pleasant Street, LLC. Property is located at 40 Pleasant Street, South Yarmouth, when it's an RS 40 zoning district. The applicant seeks a variance from section 203.5 for front setback relief to construct an 8 by 10 shed. Okay, very well. That's okay, don't worry about that. We knock those over all the time.
Should have received, yes.
I think we have
I think
those
we
in our
have those,
packets.
yeah, we do have those, yeah.
I tried to show that the height of the arborvitae's exceed the height of the shed.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll put you on the record, and then we'll have a chat about that. Okay. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Could you identify yourself for the record?
Yes, Dale Roberts.
Okay. And you're seeking a variance to place a shed within your front setback?
Correct.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the shed, and tell us why you need the shed.
Well, the location of the shed is being put directly behind the arborvitae. So as far as any kind of eyesore or cosmetic effect, it can't be seen from Pleasant Street. The shed is going to be used for outside furniture. It's not going to be used for lawnmower or anything of that nature. It's pretty much the only location that I have. The lawnmower has to come around the other side of the garage to gain entrance to the rest of the lawn. And so I am seeking a variance to the town way of water, which I don't have the 30 feet. The town way of water gives way to my driveway and the driveway of one other abutter. The town way of water in this situation is strictly used for kayakers or dog walkers or an occasional beach goer. My wife and I keep the area very clean, and I'm sure you've had no objection to it.
Not that I'm aware of, but we will get to any letters in just a moment. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add at this time?
I don't think so. I'd like to entertain any questions that you may have.
Okay, well, we're going to go to the board for some questions, and we'll start off. Mr. Scanlon, do you have any questions for the petitioner?
Not right now. I'm just going to look up something. If I could come back to me, Mr. Chairman?
Sure. Okay. Barbara, any questions?
What are the dimensions of this shed?
8
Oh,
by 10.
8 by 10, and,
Eight.
okay, and how tall?
It's on that first sheet. It's 9, 3.5. And you'll see that the arborvitae blocking the view exceeds that height.
Okay, that was my only question.
John?
I'm a little confused. So You're seeking relief from the front setback, not the side setback.
I'm seeking, I have the setback from Pleasant Street.
Right.
It's two fronts.
And there was initially,
Yeah, that's an actual town landing road. Yeah.
well, that's where,
Considered a road, yeah.
when I spoke to the building inspector, he didn't know whether it was a bona fide road.
Right.
It only has traffic from my car and one other neighbor.
Right.
Usually, there's no cars going down that road. There's walkers from the property around the area bringing their kayaks.
Right.
But it's a very, it's a road that's hardly used at all, outside of entries to the two garages.
And this is the only location that you could,
It is, that I can find. I'd love to stick it in a different area, but there's leach fields and things of that nature that I had to contend with.
Well, I think you can put this on top of a leach field.
Now, I was told I cannot.
Who told you that?
The building inspector. Matter of fact, that was one of the restrictions, because I had to have a gentleman come out and poke test to find the correct boundaries of it.
I see your
And-
leaching field here.
And he
Okay.
specifically said that you cannot, because I initially went for just a, what do you call it?
Special permit.
Yes, just a permit. And he said, well, before we even look at the permit, you've got to make sure that it's not on a leaching field.
Okay, okay.
And my answer to that was, gee, aren't we getting new septic systems? And he went to the board and he says, 40 Pleasant Street? And I said, yes. He says, you're going to get it in 30 years. So that kind of ended my argument.
That's a little disappointing, considering you're tearing up all the roads.
Yeah,
And the south side from, basically, my understanding, Bass River Bridge right through to Parkus River, that's the first part they're doing, so, well, hopefully they can get it done a little quicker than that. Okay, all right.
that's all I've got right now.
All right. Dick, any questions?
So it's only 80 square feet. It's a pretty small shed, actually.
It is.
Yeah. I would agree. I don't see that there's too many options. Maybe the other side of the leaching field toward the house, but I can imagine that wouldn't be a great spot either in terms of aesthetics. There is a big arborvitae hedge there. I've been by it many times, and that certainly is protecting all the neighbors, I would say, relevant to this. This lot does certainly meet a lot of the criteria that we have to deal with here, relevant to its shape, which is long and very narrow. And so you haven't built the shed yet, right?
I have not.
Okay.
It'll be stick-built upon this approval.
Okay, good. All right. No, I mean, I don't find it terribly offensive in any way, and it's got a lot of protections that the last proposal here did not necessarily have, so I'm pretty comfortable with this one.
I have a couple of questions. On this, is the fence that runs down to the town way your fence?
Yes, sir.
Is that on your property?
I believe it is.
You believe it is? Do you know it to be? Because I'm seeing you got a certified plot plan and it doesn't identify that fence on it.
The fence was there before I owned the property.
Did you put up that white fence that's along the,
I did.
you have an order of conditions from the Conservation Commission to put that on?
I did.
You did.
Yes. Matter of fact, I had to take down, and I got approval during 2011, when the hurricane hit. There was 3 trees down there. 2 had blown over, and 1 on the other side towards the water, there was a tree that was leaning about like that.
Okay.
And at the same time, I had asked them, could I have approval for that? And they gave me the approval.
But you're not sure whether that stockade fence that's running down there is on your property or the town property?
I do not. It was there prior,
When did you buy the house?
2011.
I think it was. I'm very familiar with your house in that town, Way to Water.
Okay,
My father used to moor his boat right at the end of the street.
okay.
Okay. Well, that fence, you're really not supposed to have fences on town layouts. You're allowed to maintain property, but you're not allowed to control it. And that's not before us tonight. You should know that. I notice your neighbor across the way, looks like he's got his fence on the town layout as well. And these are not just split rail fences, these are full stockades that prevents people from accessing the town property. You do a good job down there, you got a beautiful house, I know it well. I guess my concern is, you say you want to put lawn furniture, what's inside the garage?
Two
To the
cars.
right.
Cars.
You got, oh, I understand, you got two cars, and to the right of that, you've got to return about, how many feet? 8 feet to the right?
There's a workbench that's fixed, there's bikes, there's a water heater, there's a furnace. So it's very, very limited in this space.
Okay, okay. Well, I would agree, I don't think too many people are going to be, we're certainly not planning on widening that road, I think it's safe to say that. One of the concerns that I have, you only being 5 foot off the lot line, is if there is any requirement for the town to do anything like, where they're gonna bring sewer into your house.
On the other side,
You sure about that?
positive.
How do you know that?
Well, I know where the exit from the house is, and I know where they've cleaned out where the sewer people come to drain it, and that's on the other side.
On the other no.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, I do think, I'm looking here and looking at any other place to put it. What about behind your garage?
As I said, then I can't get a lawnmower around to the rest of the yard. And I mowed my lawn for 11 years.
You're 20 feet off that setback, right? Off this setback right here? That's 20
Can I
feet.
come forward?
Sure. Do you have a copy of this, by the way? This is your,
I don't have any large copy.
see this right here? That's 20 feet right there.
Right.
If you got a 10-foot shed, you could still get 10 feet. You can get a lawnmower around 10 feet, can't you?
It's, I have a company that does it, and I think
Do you have a company that,
that mows the lawn.
so you're unclear as to, see, the problem I have is you want to put this thing right on the street. I think you could put it behind the garage. I think you're still gonna need relief for that. Because that's a,
20.
does he need relief for that?
Well, actually, no, he's under,
Sideline.
Sideline
he's
setback.
under
You only
150.
need to be 6 feet off that line. You don't even need relief for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the place to put it.
There's no arborvitae's there to block.
Well, I see that, well, you can plant some there, can't you?
Then I can't get my lawnmower through.
How do you know that? You got a lawn company. I mean, I'm not buying that you can't get a 10-foot, that you need 10 feet to get a lawnmower through. You want that?
What this isn't showing is the air conditioning unit that's here, and a large cutout with greenery and a tree.
What's the date on this thing? Did you do this? Where did we get this?
That's from our near map system. The date is on the bottom.
This is from our system?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, we're showing this on our system. We don't see anything behind that, right there.
It's in the shadowed area.
Well,
I have plantings all along the garage.
well, you could remove those plantings to accommodate your shed, couldn't you?
Yes, I could.
So it looks like there's a hedge that encroaches too, yeah. A little bit.
I mean, the shed per se, I don't really have a problem with, but Your-
All along this property, there's a wide shed, a wide hedge that encroaches on my property.
isn't there a fence right there along this property? No?
No.
Well, if there's a hedge that's encroaching on your property, just tear it out of there.
Cut it back a little.
Why don't
That
you
would
go
be
ahead
the
and-
better side for,
All right, thank
that
you.
would be the better side.
Well,
You'd have,
again, if there was no other place to put it, that might be one thing, but I can see an alternative place to put it that I don't even think you need relief for. That's just not where you want it. Is that fair to say?
Well, I'm looking at the aesthetics of it, and I think the town people would enjoy it being where I proposed it.
The townspeople would?
Well, people driving by,
You keep a very nice property, sir. I drive down Pleasant Street 30 times a week,
thank you,
okay?
thank
I
you.
know your property very well. And it's very nice, it's gorgeous, you keep a great spot there. And do I think that this is gonna be a detriment to the neighborhood if it was put there? No. But you have an alternative spot that you can put it, that I don't even think you need relief. And so I don't think you meet the criteria for a variance if you have an alternative site for this.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Scanlon.
so if I understand what you're suggesting is that the applicant put his shed behind the existing garage on the northerly side of his property.
Correct.
Is there a side setback requirement?
6 feet.
6 feet?
If it's less than 150 square feet, which this one is, you gotta be 6 feet off your sideline. You're clearly 6 feet off. You're gonna be at a 10 feet, you're gonna be 10 feet off. It's 8 by 10, so if he did it the long way, he's still
Yeah.
got 10 feet. You can just go
Well, I
in
was
here
just
and get a
looking at
permit.
the site plan for 40 Pleasant Street, prepared by Dale Roberts, or for Dale Roberts, by Cape Cod Engineering. And it has a zoning summary, and it says minimum side setback 20 feet.
That's if you're constructing a building, if it's gonna be a structure. This is a shed.
This shed's not a structure?
Well, a shed is a structure. If it's 150 square feet or more, you must meet the sideline or the setback requirements under the bylaw. But if it's less than 150 square feet, then you only need to be 6 feet off your sideline setback.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
well, you haven't built the shed yet. You could make it a different dimension too, to even fit, to fit that new location. You know what I'm saying? If 8 by 10,
I understand what you're saying. I don't disagree. It's just that if you looked at the piece of property with what is there in the overage of this hedge that runs the whole length of the property, I don't think I have the footage that you think I have to gain the 6 feet and then I mean, it's not my hedge. I have to live with my neighbors.
It's on your property.
I know, but
Just say if his garage ran onto your property. I mean, I
I'm
understand.
just trying to be reasonable here. I'm just trying to be
understand. We're
reasonable.
not trying to make light of it. I
You
mean,
know.
it's just, I understand what you're saying. I mean, a hedge can be trimmed back. You can get a machine around there. These landscape guys, if they're not on their riding mowers, they got one in there and they can cut around them. I've never seen a riding mower that can't get by 10 feet. I mean, a trailer can't be more than, I think it's 8.5 feet wide to be operating on a roadway, so I don't know how a mower would be 10 feet wide. I personally, I mean, I'll poll the board. Mr. Mantoni, what are your thoughts?
I think that is the better location, behind the garage. The other location, although obstructed by the arborvitae, is awful close to the road, 5 feet.
You're only 5 feet. I mean,
So
you
that's,
know,
that could present problems.
when, and people should be aware, when they start running these sewers, they may just cut the thing right out of there. They might pick it up with a forklift if you put it there and throw it away, you know, move it back into the middle of your yard. Have you seen these
Where
guys
you're
go down the
proposing to put it, that's where the sewers line's gonna go.
street? You're saying the sewer line's coming down the back of your garage?
Absolutely.
Well, I can't speak,
But that's 30
well,
years down the road.
that's, first of all, a shed is a movable object. Okay, it's not a permanent structure. It can be picked up and moved. So, I mean, you could pick that up and move it out of the way until they're done and put it right back there. So, is there anything else you'd like to add, sir? No. Okay, all right. We have correspondence. I will say that all the correspondence we have is in favor of your petition. We have a couple of letters from your neighbors, so we will put into the record that you have support, and I saw no one in opposition to this proposal. Nothing else you'd like to add at this time, sir? All right, then we're going to close this to the public discussion, open it up for board discussion. Anyone,
Did we ask out there? Did you ask at the public here?
well, I can say, is there anyone here that wishes to speak in favor of the petition? If so, you can come to the microphone. If anyone wishes to speak in opposition to the petition, please come to the microphone.
Takes care of
See-
that.
Seeing none.
Yeah, I think the other side that we suggested is the best location. And like you said, he doesn't even need a permit. You can just place it there and be done with it.
Barbara?
Yeah, I agree. Could easily go on the other side and plant new arborvitae's.
Tim?
Yeah, I was just going back to the bylaws, and in order to provide for a variance, it says literal enforcement of provisions of this bylaw would involve substantial hardship, financial or otherwise, to the petitioner. I don't see that the petitioner has satisfied that requirement, given the fact that, you know, the shed could be situated elsewhere on his property. That would be conforming.
I have to agree with you there, that there has been no demonstrated hardship because there is an alternative space for it that complies with the bylaw. Dick?
I'd agree. Yeah, now that it's brought to me, I can see that it could fit in there one way or another and still be plenty of room. I mean, if the neighbor's hedge is 2 or 3 feet over the lot line, then, yeah, there's 2 or 3 feet of your 6 feet there now, so you can push it up pretty close to that hedge, and I don't think it'll be too obtrusive. And I would have to agree that 5.4 feet is awfully close, and yes, it isn't much of a road, but still a road.
Okay. Sir, it appears that you don't have enough support to get your variance. Now, we could take a vote. That would preserve your rights in case you wanted to appeal our decision. Or, if we did that, you'd also be prohibited from coming back for 2 years if you wanted to come back with a like petition. Now, I don't know if you want to or not.
No.
Or, if you would like, you could request to withdraw this petition without prejudice, which means you could come back, you could refile it and come right back and talk to us again. So that way, all your rights are preserved to maybe do something that may require something similar. It's up to you.
No.
Would you like to withdraw your petition without prejudice?
Correct.
Okay, all right. The petitioner has requested to withdraw his petition without prejudice. Do we have a motion?
So made.
All right, we got a motion by Tim, second? Okay, we're gonna take a roll call on this one. Tim?
Aye.
Barbara?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Dick?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. That's 5 in favor. I'm sorry we couldn't give you what you want to tonight, sir. All right, thank you very much. All right. Let's see here, where are we next? Do I have a 4 booklet? Do I have a number 4? I thought I brought 4.
If you
in.
don't-
I have
There's
4.
other business, Mr. Chairman.
Pardon me? He's got 4. Is that mine? I thought I had 4, but I don't know if there's anything in there. I don't even know if this is it. Is this 9 Greenway?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, 9 Greenway, please come up. All right, let me have the agenda. John,
We still got it.
Good evening.
good evening, give me 1 second, please.
Of course.
Can I have your? All right, we have other business, decision 4073, 9 Green Way, involving an ADU. Good evening, could you identify yourself for the record, please?
Yes, I'm Catherine Wibby, excuse me. I'm assisting my brother, John Koletsky, with this request of the board.
Okay, all right, tell us what's going on here.
So essentially, my brother purchased the property back in 2023. Prior to that, actually, it might have been 2024. I apologize. 23. After that purchase, there were zoning bylaw changes which eliminated the requirement for this accessory dwelling unit to be affordable or family occupied.
Okay.
And after that, in 2024, the Affordable Homes Act actually eliminated the requirement that the property have an owner occupied in one of the units. So we are requesting the board approve a memo, which was previously drafted, I believe, provided to you. I had the privilege of working with Ms. Mallon on that prior to this hearing today. And we're requesting essentially that we have a memo that we can file with the Registry of Deeds to reflect the changes in the zoning bylaws as well as the Affordable Homes Act.
And to eliminate those 2 requirements.
Correct. Both the affordable or family requirement of the ADU as well as the owner occupied. For what it's worth, my brother does occupy that home year round, has no intention of changing it, but while we're here, we figured we may as well.
Well, it's your right to do what you want to do with it at this point. We've changed the law, so. Okay, all right. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, thank you.
Okay. I don't know if there's any questions from the board. There shouldn't be. This is really just as a matter of law. The petitioner is entitled to this relief.
Very bad law.
What's that?
A very bad law in my estimation.
No.
Yeah, I'm just saying, we're gonna see,
Well,
we're gonna see hundreds more of these where,
Here and say that.
we're gonna see hundreds more of these where single-family homes are turning into 2-family homes. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but perhaps it's better to talk to your state representative about
I think you're probably right there.
Run up to Beacon Hill on that one.
Yep.
Okay, but as a matter of law, the petitioner, as a matter of right, has the right to request this relief, and we're gonna see a lot of them. So as a housekeeping measure, so when someone does a title search of your property in the future, they don't see this restriction on your property, okay, that may create some type of a problem to a subsequent purchaser. Does anybody Anybody have any questions about this as far as what they're asking for?
Nope.
No. Okay. Anybody?
I had a question.
Go ahead.
And I'll defer to you, Mr. Chairman, on this issue, but there was a statement that the new Affordable Housing Act eliminated the owner occupancy and the family occupancy requirements. Is there a citation that they could give us to check on that?
I don't have that in front of me, but I can represent to this board, I believe that there is a state statute now that does state this.
Does the petitioner have that information available?
No, but I think the board is on, where we will take judicial notice of that.
Mr. Scanlon, the Affordable Homes Act did go into effect in February of this year. So.
Okay. And we will, what we will do, Dolores, if you can just get a memo, if we can have a copy of that and
Sure.
distribute that, if we could send an email out to all members, so the members have an opportunity to review that, that would be a good idea. Okay? But yes, that has been enacted. So, having said that, is anybody prepared to make a motion to allow the request of the petitioner to eliminate the restriction on the petitioner's property right now and to strike the requirement that it be that it be family-related or affordable, the ADU that's at his property?
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
Second?
Yep.
Any further discussion on it? Hearing none, we're going to do a roll call. Tim?
I'm going to vote present.
Okay. Barbara?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Dick?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. That passes 4-0. That's a supermajority, and it does pass. All right?
Thank you very much for your
You will get
time.
a decision on that from the town clerk. Dolores will get in touch with you if you can just take it over and record it as you, that's what you want, something to record. So we'll get you something that's recordable so you can take it over the Registry of Deeds.
Thank you.
If you could just bring a copy back for our records, just send us over one.
Happy to do that.
All right, thank you very much.
Have a great night. Thank you, everybody.
Any minutes or anything?
There are, Mr. Chairman, from August 14th.
Minutes of August 14th?
Yep.
Have a motion to approve the minutes of, anyone prepared to make a motion to approve the minutes of August 14th?
So moved.
Okay.
I think-
You were present.
Oh, it was, yeah.
I was present. Dick,
I
were you
think,
present?
I think
Yep.
3 out of 5 were present.
3 out of 5, that's a sufficient quorum to
That'll
approve
do
the
it.
minutes. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, hearing none, the minutes are approved. Anything else on the agenda?
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
You have a second?
Second.
I was afraid we weren't gonna get a second.
Recording stopped.